Hello, everyone. That's right, it's me again, and I'm here to talk about the unjust, the unholy, the absolutely disgusting and disgraceful removal of Syndicate 2012 from all storefronts that it was listed on, at least, on PC. So, anyway, that game is a special game. It's a great game, and I will have no opposition about it. It's been removed from EA's Origin Store earlier this year. I don't know when. I didn't even know about it until I got an email from EA because someone replied to a comment that I left on EA Answers from literally 6 years ago, and they were like, "Oh man, they took it off the store," and I was like, "What?" And then I went to go check, and sure enough, it's gone. Bizarrely enough, Syndicate 1993 and Syndicate Wars are both still on the store. They're still on GOG, and there was actually a controversy that I didn't know about where EA tried to remove the Syndicate games from GOG and some other games too. There was no reason given. People got pissed off, and then they were like, "Oh, whoops, we didn't really mean to do that, even though we did because we're EA and we do stupid shit all the time." And then they relisted them. So, but they didn't relist they didn't relist Syndicate 2012. So I'm putting out this video as a pseudo eulogy, but not a full one, because I actually got curious. I went to go boot up that game because I was like, well, if they delisted it, surely they shut down the online servers, which would preclude one from playing the co-op mode, which is an amazing fucking mode. It's just completely ridiculously good. I don't know why no one fucking played it. The only people that did were people that have good taste, because it's really good, and it's still good, and I played it. Because I logged in, and it worked. It took a while to log in. It took 30 seconds. I don't know what's up with that, but it's been that way for a while. But the servers are still there. My corporations thing is still there. And I could actually play a session. I played alone because no one's really actively getting on that game. But what this means is, even though the servers are still there, you can't you can't buy the game. So the only way to get it is by going on a site like G2A or Gamivo or some key site like that, and buying a key that is also now exorbitantly overpriced, because I checked, and you can find some keys for 10 to 15 bucks, but then there's also other keys that are literally over 200 US dollars, which is absolute lunacy. I think those scumbags probably know that the game's been delisted, and because of that, they're like, "Oh, the supply is low. We're gonna just scalp." So, as good as the game is, no one should pay that amount, because fuck those guys, fuck scalpers, everywhere, forever. But yeah, it's a shame. That game is really fucking good. The story was pretty decent. I'm not gonna say it was great, but it wasn't bad. I saw a lot of people back in the day going "Oh, it's so generic. It's just a fucking FPS. There's nothing to it." It's dude, what? It's a good cyberpunk game. There's as much as I like cyberpunk as a medium or an aesthetic or whatever, there's not really a lot of great cyberpunk games out there, especially when it comes to FPS. And I'm not even gonna go into the whole CD Projekt Red thing. You guys know how that turned out. But yeah, that game was it had a lot of really good ideas in it, and the co-op mode was really well done. It actually had a gameplay loop in there that incentivized you to keep playing those 8 missions over and over. And I was always butthurt that they never put out more missions, and I'm sure they would have. I think they actually hinted that they were, but the game didn't really sell that great because people are idiots, and also because EA didn't market it. I'm gonna blame people because I'm really salty and butthurt about it. So gamers are gonna get the blame because that was a good game and word should have spread. But I just remember back in the day seeing old ass fucking relics of people come out, and they were shitting on the game because it wasn't in the style of the original Syndicate, the top down isometric RTS style, and it's just go fuck yourself. I get it, you want another game like that, and that's fine, but don't shit on this new project by people that was actually really well done just because you want to be an elitist about it or whatever. And that's something that's been a thing in video games for a long time. It's not even just in video games. It's any fandom about anything. There's always going to have elitists upset that they didn't get a fucking brand new game that's actually just basically a reskin of something that they played 30 years ago. But it's a shame, and also this is also really bizarre. But there's been rumors lately about like something new happening with the Syndicate IP. I don't know if I believe it because a lot of these a lot of these rumors are always come out and they're like, oh man, here's like insert IP that you actually really like here is gonna get like a new project or something soon. It's like that. It hardly ever happens, and sometimes it's true, but it gets like retooled into something else. Like an example of that would be like the people that originally made Tenchu, Acquire. They now make actually, I don't know what Acquire's doing. I think Acquire are the ones who have licensed, like they licensed like a new trademark or something for a title called like Stealth Assassins, and like it's kind of like obviously that's like a reference to Tenchu, the series that they created, but that series later on went to I think Activision or like From Software. It was weird, but anyway, the director of Sekiro that came out, in the past few years, that game, he said that originally they were working on like a new Tenchu game, but then that project splintered off into what became Sekiro. So you never know. Like a lot of like game development's weird. It's hard, and a lot of the times, things change really drastically in development, and projects just get retooled massively. One of the more famous stories about that is how like Devil May Cry started out as a like Resident Evil game, and then it just became Devil May Cry. Anyway, yeah, this video's gone on too long. I think I was just gonna make like a gameplay video about me playing Syndicate, but I'm kind of lazy. I might do it anyway, but because that game rules, and yeah, you know what? I'm definitely gonna do it. I'm gonna use this propaganda to convince my friends to shell out money on a key, but to play with me. But great game, really underrated, and not just in the way of like using underrated to say like, oh, I like this game and I think more people should like it. No, it was actually underrated. So you guys can watch for the propaganda video to come out probably within the next week. I don't know. I don't even know when this thing is going to get uploaded. But yeah, this is like a pseudo eulogy. Those scumbags at EA took that great game off the store for no good reason. And you can't tell me it's because of IP, because the old games are still there. Why would you take off 2012? Like what? Like what are you doing? Like it's fucking disgusting. All right, I'm out. Everyone take care.